Welcome back. So in this episode we are going to look at working with list of data. Okay, so we are still using the stateful widget. So we already have our bar, and then we have center, and we have a column. So inside this column, no, I'm not. Am I going to use column? I'm not going to use column. So I'm first I'm going to look at a list. Okay, now this is a list in that, so you can say list and then say the name of the variable, so items, and then put this here. So this is a list. Okay, but we have a data type. It's not specifically a data type, but it is called dynamic. Okay, this dynamic simply means that it's a type. Okay, it simply means that we don't know the particular data type, so we use dynamic. So if you create a variable by using, let's say, var age, okay, it becomes what? Dynamic age. This is what happens because we don't know the particular data type until, let's say, you assign age to be 25, and then you can see that it changes to int. Okay, all right, so we have list, and then to specify the data type for this list, we wrap it inside this thing, less than, greater than, and then you put the data type there. So if you say string, then the values you are going to pass here are going to be strings. So I'm going to say, let's say, Monday, Tuesday, hey. Okay. So this is a list of strings. Okay, so list of string. If you take this thing away, so it is still a list. Okay, but then it can't determine what is in here, because if you have this, I can put a number here. That means we have strings and then we have numbers, but this is an integer, so it has variable data type. So that is why the dynamic comes into place. But if I say this should be an int, this is going to bring us error because these things are strings, not integers. And if I say string, this one is also going to give us an error because an element type int can be assigned to the list type string. Okay, so if you want to specify the particular data type, then you should know the data it is going to be in. Alright, so we have this list. Okay, so how can we do? We can print the list here one by one and see what can we use. You can say text, right? And then what's the name of the list? Items. But you know how we get data from item A, from a list, right? This is simply, a list is simply an array. Okay, it's just an array. I mean, I should have said that from the start. If you create a list, it's an indexable collection of objects with a length. So if you say list, it simply means an array, just that with that we don't give it a value like let's say array y is equal to, in something like Java, you are going to say string cars is equal to what? String. So in Java, this is what you are going to do. Okay, but then so we create an array and then create the number of items this is going to store. But it's not the same thing for that. This programming language does not force you to specify the number of items. Okay, we will get there. So we know that to get a particular item from an array. This is an index based. Okay, where is it? A list is an indexable collection, so we use indices. So if you want the first item, you know that it is going to be items 0, right? That is the first item. It's a 0 base index. And then if you want the last item, you can say 0 1 2 3, so 3, right? So even here we can do something like this. In the init state, we can say print item 0. That means before your app starts, you should print the value of 0 in the console. Okay, so where is this? Okay, let me just put an empty string here. So I just hot reloaded. Now if I hot restart, it simply means this page should open again, and then it should print the value of the first item. I'm going to delete this dispose. We'll call it when we need it. So print item 0, it prints Monday. This is 0. Item 3, so 0 1 2 3. Okay, so 3 should be what? Kueku. And it won't work like this unless I hot restart. And then you get Kueku. What if I put in 5? Now hot restart and see, and you get an error, range error, invalid value, not in inclusive range. So the range should be 0 to 3, but you specified 5, so you are going to get an error. The same thing will be here in the console for you to see. The following range error was thrown: builder, then. So you need to look for where the error is. This is not a debugging lesson, but you see, when you look the first, not this one, but then if you go to the second one, you are going to see where the error is shown. That is line 43. So if you click on this, it should take you to this line. Okay, and then you see that this is where the error is. So let me just put 2 there, and let me restart. So we have Wednesday. So this is how Flutter shows your errors. Okay, it's like menstruation. Everything is red. Excuse me for the language. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is how we work with list. So to display list items in here, you can simply say item 0, items 0. Okay, because it's a string, so we have Monday displayed here, and then I can continue to say, let me copy this again and say items 2, and you have Monday, Wednesday. But this is not the effective way to create a list. So to create a list of items, you can simply use, I'm going to delete the column, you can simply use a list view. Okay, a list view. So a list view is suitable for displaying a list of items. So you can say it takes children. Okay, and then the children, you can simply use text and then put the data there. Say items 0, 1 2 3, and then you see they are listed here like that. Okay. But why is the center not working? Alright, let's just go. I should put this in a container. It's not working. Okay. Okay, so this is the list. Okay, so basically this is what a list view take, but we can also change this. So press Ctrl and say wrap around widget, and I'm going to use list tile. So list tile, it doesn't take a child, it takes a title. So title, which is also a widget. So when it's, you can see, you know, it expands like that. So I can just delete this. Let me do it again. Say list style, and then say title, and then say text, and put items 1. Let me remove this. So we get Monday, Tuesday. So you are getting it right. So if I continue, so I can put this to 3, 2. So we get it like this. This is a list style. And even this list style have methods. So you have something like on tap. Okay, that simply means that when you tap on it, what should happen? So here you can say print items 0. So simply means that when I tap on this, you see 0. So this is a list item, this is a list item. Because there's no on tap for this 3, you can't tap on it. Okay, but because there is for this one, you can tap on it. All right, so that's basically how to print lists. Okay, but what if, okay, fine, so this is list, but what if let me do it anyway. What if your list let's say 100 items, are you going to list all of them like this? No, it's not ideal. Okay, so what we do is that we don't use a plain list view what is this, a plain list view widget, but we have the one that comes with this list view dot, we have builder, we have custom, and then separated. I'm only talking about builder. So list view dot builder. Now in this take, we have the required arguments. Okay, that means it is compulsory for you to bring it, and that required argument is the item builder. Okay, so this is what builds the item into the list. So required is a function, and then the function takes 2 parameters, that is the context and then the index. Okay, so I'm going to say item builder, put your colon, and I'll put this bracket there, so you can see context and then why. So the first value you are going to pass is context, and then the second value is going to be index. You can put I over there, I don't care. It should be any variable you are going to remember. Okay, so here you put your curly brackets. Sorry, where is this curly bracket here? But then this function should return something. Okay, so you see the function has a nullable return of type widget, but it ends without returning a value. So whatever you are going to return here is, you say return and then whichever widget we want. So we are going to use list style again, and then the title you are going to see text so what are we looking for? Items, and then we pass in the index. Let me explain this. Yeah, we get an error. Don't worry. But it builds before the error. So now what this simply means is that this is a builder. Okay, you have a list of data from 4 items. So the index is from 0 to 3. So if you use a list view builder, the item builder takes a build context, which is context because that's the same thing here in your build. Okay, so specify the same thing, and then you have index. So the index means you are going to look through all these widgets and then get their indexes. Okay, so the first one is 0, 1, 2, 3. So it is going to look through and get all the index. So you are going to see items 0 and then return, and then it will go again, items 1, then return. So it's a builder. So it built each item in the list. Okay, in the items list. Alright, here we are getting this range error because we didn't specify. So this list view, let me push this down, take a parameter, say item count. So item count simply means the number of items that are going to be displayed. If I say 2, it is only going to build the first 2 items. Okay, if I say 4, it's going to build all the 4 items. If I say 5, you see the list only have 4 items. So if I say 5, you are going to get an error. But if you want to be sure, okay, of the number of items, just call this items dot length. This tells you the number of items in the list. Okay, so when you save, it's safe, so you can get this. So basically this is how to print a list of data. Let's just look at something else. Like, let me use integers. So you are going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. That's not what I'm going to do. We have this list dot generate. Okay, so this dot generate simply create a list with length and positions and fields with values created by calling generator for each length in the range 0 to length minus 1 in that order. So what is it? So this is a basic example. It generates 3 items and then give it an index. So say index is equal to index. It doesn't even make sense. So how many items do we want to create? Let's say 10. Okay, so what are we going to do? We are going to return index. These are the items we want to do. Okay, or we are going to say index plus 2. This simply means that generate 10 items and add 2 to each of them. So it will start from 0, 2, 4, 6. I'm lying. So just the numbers. Okay, this is the index, so just the numbers. So it's going to start from 0 to 9 because that's that. Now this one is giving us this error because the list of Huan is a string, is an int, but then we have so you should just put this to string to convert it to the text takes a string data. Okay, so let's save this. Oh, what the what? Let me do this. Let me just take away the int. Okay, So why is this thing still showing? Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, I just took away the end so that this works. So it generates, I added +1 to it so that, let me just remove the +1 so you see what happens. It is going to start from 0. Okay, let me rebuild this. It's going to start from 0, okay, to 9. We said generate 10 items, so it's going to start from 0 to 9. That is 10, but we want it to start from 1, so we add 1 to it. So this one is going to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's that. So this is how we generate a list in here. Now let's come to this a list. Okay, yeah, basically that's that. So bye.